coordinate geometry, that is paper 2. In that we are having a very interesting topic, that is coordinate geometry, and hope you have done this topic. This is a revision lecture in which we'll be revising every stuff that you have studied and doing something extra if required. So first of all, coordinate geometry. What do we mean by coordinate? Coordinate means points, and geometry means seeing the points graphically. Seeing the points graphically in the sense, suppose if I will ask you in this plane or on this board, what is the value of this point? Can you recognize it? It is a task in front of us. We can recognize if it is on a proper scale. If scale is not given, scale in the sense we should have a system in which this should represent zero and accordingly the point should be there. Then we can get the value of this point, what the point indicates. Also, this topic come into existence when we are talking about allocating some point. For example, if we are having a everyone has switchboard at their home, having lots of buttons. One button is for light, one button is for fan, one button is for tube light, one button is for exhaust fan and all that. Suppose this is for fan. This stands for fan. So how will you ask any of your friend who has arrived at home? Suppose you're asking him to just on the fan. Yeah. How you will refer this button? So this concept, coordinate geometry came into existence. Like this is our first row. This is second row. This is third row. First row, second column. This is first column. This is second column. This is third, and so on. So I know that as I'm using it regularly, this button is indicating first row and second column. So this is the concept behind it. So this is the application that I've shown you how coordinate geometry is useful. So let's move to the basic part, which is very much important to understand in order to deal with the plotting of point, representing a point, the line parallel to x-axis, the line parallel to y-axis, and so on. So in your earlier class, let's start with your basics, whatever you have in your hand. Like you have studied about number line in your last class. So number line says we're having a line on which we are having zero in between at a distance of 1 centimeter. We are having one. That is, this is right hand side and dot 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 dot. We're having -1, -2, -3, dot 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 dot. Now this is zero, and this part is right side of zero. Right side of zero, and this part left side of zero. Right side of zero says all positive numbers. All positive numbers. And left side of zero says all negative numbers. Till now, we know this concept. Okay, as we are doing revision, you know all the stuff, but I'm talking about that you have done whatever you have done in your earlier class. In 8th standard, we have studied about number line. Okay, so after this, how this origin, how this x-axis, how this y-axis came into existence. This number line, we call this number line as x-axis. We call this number line as x-axis. To the right of 0, this is right hand side of x-axis. To the left of 0 is left hand side of x-axis. So let's divide this into the quadrants. Quadrant will come into existence if we are going to draw a line perpendicular to this line. A line perpendicular to this line. Say, I will draw a straight line. Yeah. So this is x-axis and this is y-axis. The point, the point at which these two lines, that is x-axis and y-axis, intersect is called as origin. We represent it by capital O, and its value is value. We will discuss it later on. 0, comma 0. How it came into existence, that also I will explain you. So this is y-axis and this is x-axis. As we are having right hand side or right side of 0 and left side of 0, we are having a part that is above x-axis, below x-axis. So this part is this part is above x-axis, and this part is below x-axis. Above x-axis is positive, always positive, which is at having a numbers at an equal distance. We are having some scale, as you have done joint bar graph, in that you have studied all this. What is scale? We're having -1, -2, -3, -4, and -5, dot, 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 so on. So above x-axis, we are having positive values of y. Means all those value of y which is greater than 0. Below x-axis, we are having all those values of y which is less than 0. We are having right hand side of 0, all those values of x which is greater than 0. And on left hand side of this origin, we are having all those values of x which is less than 0. Okay. So this we have seen as a x-axis and y-axis, in which we call, hope you have copied this, very important. Now we will discuss about the quadrants and the values. By observation, I would like to tell you that this x-axis and y-axis divides the plane. This is my board, and I can see that this x-axis and y-axis together have divided the plane into 4 parts, each of which is called 4 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4. You know that if we calculate like this, if I'm starting from here and going like this is clockwise. This is clockwise. And if we are going opposite to it, like this, like this, and this is called as anti-clockwise. As if clock moves 1 from here, 12, 1, 2. It moves like this. But when we are talking about anti-clockwise, means we are moving opposite to the clockwise. Opposite to the clockwise in the sense we are moving from 1, then we are moving to 12, then we are moving to 11, 10, 9, and so on. Counting in other way round. As we move from 1 to 2 in clockwise, in anti-clockwise we'll be moving from 1 to 12, then 12 to 11, then 11 to 10, and so on. Hope you understood the meaning of clockwise and anti-clockwise. Now we'll come to the concept of x-axis, y-axis. Both has divided the plane into 4 parts, which is called as quadrant, and we will allot the valuation or the name to the parts, that is 4 parts, in anti-clockwise. This is our first quadrant. Why first quadrant? Because both the values of, here we can see x-axis, this part is, for this part we are having the allocation term. This is positive as well as this is positive. This is called as first quadrant. This is called as first quadrant. This is called as moving anti-clock. If I will be writing first, second, then that is clockwise, and I'm writing anti-clockwise, and this is the standard form which you have to follow, and you have to remember it throughout. Whatever we are studying right now, it is important for your higher standard point of view also. Always this will be required to you, and this will be useful in your coming class, that is in 10th standard, in which you will be drawing graph and finding the value of the equations. Second quadrant. This is your second quadrant. This is your third quadrant. This is your fourth quadrant. Okay. Once we have understood the quadrant, just you have to remember this. This is first, second, third, fourth. Okay. Now we will see how the coordinates are going to be in this quadrant. Quadrant. Every quadrant, they have their own sign. Here we can see x is positive. And whenever representing a point, in this case, any point on this x-axis and any point on y-axis. Say we are having point A, which is having a value 2, 0. Now, what do we mean by this? A is having coordinate 2, 0. 2, 0 means value of x is 2. This is value of x-axis. And value of y is 0. Any of the coordinate 0. Here right now we can see that y coordinate is 0. This is y coordinate. And it's the value of x. So we call it as x coordinate. So x coordinate 2 and y coordinate 0 means it is lying on x-axis. This is an example in which y coordinate is 0. So any from this we can conclude that any point having y coordinate 0 lies on x-axis. Now depends value of x, either it is positive or negative. If it is positive, if x value of x is positive, then it will lie on the right hand side. But if the value of x is negative, then it will lie on the left hand side. Very important aspect. Similarly, it can be done for another point in which so now we are having another point B whose coordinates are 0 comma 5. Now 0 comma 5, as we can see that it x coordinate is 0 and y coordinate is 5, so and it is positive as they're having minus 5 and plus 5. Obviously 5 on y-axis is here, no another 5 we can see on y-axis, so just we have to move above x-axis. So this is the point, and it will lie on y-axis. Why? Because its x coordinate is 0. So similarly, as we have done for earlier example, if any of the coordinate or say y coordinate is 0, so it will be lying on x-axis. So as we can see now, its x coordinate is 0, it is lying on y-axis. Now who decides whether it will lie above x-axis or below x-axis? Depends upon its sign. If value of y is greater than 0, then it will lie above x-axis, and if value of y is less than 0, then it will lie below x-axis. Okay. So here we have seen the examples in which any of the either coordinate, either x coordinate or y coordinate is 0, then where it lies. If x coordinate is 0, then lies on y-axis. If y coordinate is 0, lying on x-axis. So we have cleared this regarding the points having one coordinate as 0. So ordered pair in the sense points having two numbers, say a comma b. Now always the first number, this a represents point or value on x-axis. We call it as x coordinate. We call it as x coordinate. If we say this point B and value on y-axis, we call it as y coordinate. Call it as y coordinate. Okay. Now we are through with x coordinate as well as y coordinate. So also we have seen that it is having ordered pair of the form x comma y, or you can say a comma b, or you can say m comma n. These all are the variables which will keep on changing. You should not get confused. Always first value represents, first number represents, or first value represents the value on x-axis, which is called an x coordinate, and the second number represents the value on y-axis, that is y coordinate. Okay. So as we are having ordered pair, so according to ordered pair, we can have 4 possible combinations. Either both will be positive, or both will be negative, or both will be like one is positive, one is negative. Next time, first is negative, second is positive. I'm writing here. You can just have a look. We can have these possibilities: plus, comma, plus, minus, comma, minus, plus, comma, minus, minus, comma, plus. How to deal with this type of a point? How to deal? As we have already done this, we can see here x is positive, y is also positive. X is positive, y is also positive. So here the coordinate will have plus comma plus sign. If both the coordinate of a given point is positive, if both the coordinate of a given point is positive, then it lies in first quadrant. And the point lies in first quadrant. Now, regarding second quadrant, as we can see that x is negative. X is negative and y is positive. Y is positive. So here coordinate or point will have a sign of this type, minus, comma, plus. So let me give you one example as well at the same time. Here we can say 2 comma 3, both are positive. Here we can say minus 1 comma 3. So first is negative, second is positive. Okay, so point of this comma. In third quadrant we can see x is negative, y is negative, x is negative, y is negative. So here points will be of the form minus comma minus. Example, minus 2 comma minus 4. So this is minus 2 and minus 4 is here. So that enter. We will plot these points, but we are understanding the point of the where it's going to lie. So if both the coordinate is having negative sign, then it will lie in the third quadrant. So this last part is expected from your side. Fourth quadrant. Yeah. It always first we are discussing about x, then we are discussing about y. Here x is positive or negative. We can see that x is positive here. Good. X is positive, y is negative. Nice. So we'll be writing first is of the sign x, comma, second is of the sign y. So plus minus. Example which is we can take 2 comma say minus 7. Yeah. As we can see, sign of first number is plus, sign of second is minus, so it will lie in the fourth quadrant. Okay. Hope this concept is clear. And let's now move to some examples as we have done about quadrant, origin. So let's move to exercise in which directly exercise which will help us to understand how to deal with. As I have explained you all the concept which is required to deal with the practice set 7.1. Yeah, very simple by observation. As I've explained you this, by understanding or by observation we can answer question number 1. Hope you all are ready for this. Please open practice set 7.1, page number 93. State in which quadrant or on which axis do the following points lie. Means they are asking whether the given points are lying on axis or whether the points given are lying in the quadrant. So what I've explained you regarding axis, if any of the coordinate is 0, it lies on axis. Now depends who is 0. If out of 2, say a comma 0, here y is 0, so point lies on x-axis. Good. If we are having 0 comma b, so here x is 0, so point lies on y-axis. Okay, thank you for answering. So this was regarding axis. So let's start with the problems. I will be doing almost every problem so that you can easily get through. I will rub the examples because I have to write the textual examples. We just need to, I will be writing the points where it lies. You just need to recognize. We don't need to plot. Just see the sign and tell where they're going to lie. This is having plus plus, first quadrant. Second is having minus plus. Third is having minus minus. Fourth is having plus minus. So first A minus 3 comma 2, minus 3 comma 2, where you can see minus and plus in the second quadrant. So first A minus 3 comma 2, it is lying in second quadrant. Good, your answer is second quadrant because we can see minus plus, so minus and 2 is not having any signs. If any coordinate is not having any sign, means it is having plus. 0 is neither negative nor positive. If any of the coordinate is 0, then just clearly state or say that it lies on axis. What about second one? Minus 5 means B, minus 5 minus 2. B minus 5 minus 2. As we can see that both the coordinate is having negative sign and minus minus is in third quadrant. So answer is point B lies in third quadrant. Point B lies in third quadrant. Next, point K. K is having 3.5, 1.5. Both are positive. K 1.5, sorry, 3.5 comma 1.5. Don't go to decimal, just see its sign. Positive, positive. X is positive, Y is positive. And you can see that in first quadrant, both the sign is positive. And hence, point K lies in point K lies in, we can see this is the first quadrant. So it is in first quadrant. Next, D. Again, both are positive. Fourth, D. With the coordinate 2, 10. Both are positive, so it lies in first quadrant. Very clear. As you have seen my concept, if you have seen my concept, then this is not that difficult. Just read the point, see the sign, tell the answer. Fifth, point E with values 37, 35. Yeah, both are positive, lies in first quadrant. Clear. F, it is having positive, negative. So point F having sign positive, negative. That is 15, minus 18. As we can see, this sign positive, negative lies in the fourth quadrant. Next, G, which is again positive, negative. So G is having 3, minus 7. It is positive, negative. So lies in fourth quadrant. Next, 0, minus 5. 0, minus 5. By observation, what you can conclude? Which is 0? X is 0. So it will lie on y-axis. Correct? So minus 5, as we can see that here y, this is the value of y, which is minus 5, and which is less than 0. Minus 5 is less than 0. Yes or no? Yes. Okay. So minus 5 is less than 0 means negative part or below x-axis. So here. Yes, good. This is minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, and this is minus 5. If you can see clearly the picture, I will change the color so that I can highlight it. This is a point H, that is 0, minus 5. Okay, lies on y-axis. Next, 12, 0. 12, 0. As here, number is not there, but still we can understand 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If we're having a lengthy board, so 12 will lie here. As y0, y0 means it is going to lie on x-axis, and value of x is greater than 0 means right hand side, so somewhere here. Easy to understand, just you can draw a picture. So lies on x-axis. Next, 0, 9. 0, 9. Its x-axis is 0 and y is positive. So here y is greater than 0 with x coordinate 0. So lying on x-axis 6, 7, 8, 9. Here, say this point with 0, 9, and its name is n. So n with the point 0, 9. I have drawn, if you can see, and it lies on y-axis. Next is 0, 25. 0, 2.5. Again, its x-axis is 0 and y is greater than 0. Y is greater than 0 means here. Between 2 and 3, which is 2.5. So this point is P. 0, 2.5. Lies on y-axis again. This is the answer. Next, Q. Q is both negative, -7, -3. If you can see, both are negative, and if both are negative, lies in third quadrant. So point Q lies in third quadrant. First, second, third, fourth. Okay. So we have completed question number 1 with all the possibilities required. Only one part remained homework, that is you need to extend this x-axis to 12 and just plot it and say that it lies on x-axis with 12, 0. Hope you have understood this. Let's move to question number 2 now. Yeah, everyone just go through question number 2, what it is saying, or what is it is intended to, or what it is asking us to do. They're asking us in which quadrant are the following points. Okay. Following point in the sense they are not given any value or something like that. Just they are saying if something is positive, something is negative, so where it will lie, in which quadrant it will lie. Just need to state the answer for it. What this is already explained to you. You should be able to answer without any help. Yeah, good. So whose both the coordinates are positive means I've explained you both the coordinates are positive here. As you can see, both the coordinates are positive. So lies in points lies in first quadrant. Points lies in first quadrant if its both coordinates are positive. If it's both coordinates are positive. This is the solution for first. Question number 2 first. Now second part, whose both coordinates are negative. We can see that both negative means, I've explained you this, both negative means third quadrant. Repeat the statement, points lying in third quadrant if it's both coordinates are negative. If it's both coordinates are negative, you need to draw a different graph for the problem. For question number 1, if you will use the same graph paper, yeah, it's okay. For better understanding, use different graph papers for every question. As we have completed question number 2, second one also. Third, whose x coordinate is positive and y coordinate is negative. Yes, where you can see x positive and y negative. Yeah, fourth quadrant. So points lies in fourth quadrant if its x coordinate is positive and y coordinate is negative. Yeah, good. And question number 2, fourth one, whose x coordinate is negative and y coordinate is positive. Yes, x coordinate is negative and y coordinate is positive. So repeat the statement, point lies in second quadrant if its x coordinate is negative and y coordinate is positive. So we have completed question number 2 as well. Hope it was very easy topic. So let's move to question number 3. Earlier it seems to be like, yeah, coordinate geometry, how it's going to be. Only the thing that representing the points geometrically means it should be visible to us on a paper. This is called as coordinate geometry. So let's draw now we are drawing a coordinate system on a plane and plotting the points. So here total 7 points are given. I am plotting any 3 for you. Means earlier I have plotted, but still proper plotting. Yeah, question number 3, draw the coordinate system on a plane and plot as we have seen in earlier 2 problems where the points are going to lie, how it's lying. But now where exactly the point is going to be. Now we are going to see that. So first we are seeing the point L, that is -2, 4, negative, positive. Which quadrant? Negative, positive, x is negative, huh? And y is positive. Yes, exactly. We are talking about second quadrant. So in second quadrant, just go for x equal to -2. Yeah, here x equal to -2, and y is 4. It is here. So I'll be using dotted line to represent. Dotted line means so that their intersection means intersection of -2 and 4. Intersection of -2 and 4 will give us the exact location of this point L, that is -2, 4. Let's see how. I'm using the scale. This is -2, x equal to -2. I'm using a dotted line to represent this. This line represents x equal to minus 2. And here we are having y equal to 4. Y equal to 4 means above x-axis. So where is it? This is the point, y equal to 4. Just I will keep the scale horizontal and I will draw a dotted line. Exactly. Whatever is visible to you. If it's not clearly visible, I will draw bit larger dot as I've taken tiny dots. Hope it is visible now. And here also, I will be taking bit larger dots. Okay. Now, as we can see the point of intersection. Where is the point of intersection? Yeah, exactly at this point. So this is the point L with its coordinate as -2, 4, representing -2 from x and 4 from y. Okay, this is the exact location. Let's move to next allocation, that is 5, 6. Yum with 5, 6. Let's see that 5. They are saying 5 on x-axis and 6 on y-axis, but with the condition both are positive. Both are positive. So both are positive means plus comma plus. It lies in first quadrant. Okay. So let's draw this. So x equal to 5 represents the vertical line. This time I'm taking a larger dotted line so that it will be visible to you. So this is visible. This is x equal to 5. Now what? They are saying y equal to 6. So take a scale, draw a line with y equal to 6. Y equal to 6 means it should cut at 6. It should cut axis at 6. If I'm saying x equal to 5 means it should cut x axis at 5. Okay. Okay, this is the point, and here it is. This is the point M with coordinate 5, 6 having a value 5 on x-axis and 6 on y-axis. Okay. Hope even this is clear to you. Now let's plot one point which is having 1, 0 and one coordinate as some value. Let's say t. T is having 0, -5. So as we can see that 0 on x-axis means it's completely lying on y-axis. Now -5 is less than 0. Less than 0 means below x-axis. Below x-axis. Where is it? We can see it lies on y-axis and at a distance of 5. So this is the point. Just mark it as t with a point 0, -5. So this is the plotting of the coordinate we have seen. Remaining you have to try it by yourself. First see the sign, decide the quadrant, and then start plotting. So in next lecture, we'll start with the concept of line parallel to the axis. How we can see, as we can see that if we are drawing x equal to 5, x equal to 5, we will see the example. X equal to 5, I've drawn a line vertical which is cutting x-axis at 5. Okay, this is parallel to which axis? To x-axis or y-axis? Yeah, it is parallel to y-axis. X equal to something, x equal to a or x equal to b, x equal to minus a, x equal to minus b, it is going to parallel to y-axis. And y equal to something, it will be parallel to x-axis. This is the concept we are going to use tomorrow. So thanks for attending. Thank you, everyone.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.